What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. A little bit of a midday video for you guys. Usually I don't upload at this time, but I wanted to share my plans and thoughts about the upcoming events, and especially with some of these kind of high stakes events that are coming up. It's kind of nice that Plarium gave us like a heads up on some of it, so it really allows us to plan accordingly. So I wanted to share with you guys, and hopefully I catch you guys in time, and so you guys can have like informed, educated decision making. But yeah, so let's jump right into everything. First and foremost, there is this super fun Asgardian path. I don't think I need to do a breakdown on this because it's kind of whatever you guys feel like getting. So obviously, like the gems versus the coins, like the coins is basically worth like 3 runs. So it's like 60 energy versus 15 gems. It's kind of close, right? It depends what you want. After that, whatever brew you want. And then the speed glyph is obviously the most important. And after that is whatever gear you want. This path is very low value. Even if you make it all the way to the end, which is super, super expensive. To be honest, it's very low value. They're trying to get you to pull shards, right? And there's good reason to pull shards because there is a 2x primal shard event coming up in about 24 hours. So primal shards, for me personally, I'm going to pull these on any 2x event, okay? So even if there was no deck active, I would probably pull them anyways. The last time we had a primal event, or a 2x primal event, is very important because a 2x primal event means the mythicals are boosted. There have been times where they've only boosted legendary, but this time they're boosting mythicals and legendary. So this is the best version of this primal event. I always pull during this event. It gives you the best chance at a mythical champion, which could be like a game changer, of course. The last time this event happened was about 5 months ago, or 4.5, 5 months ago, roughly. It was in March. But I'm pulling for this event regardless of how bad the deck is. So whatever rewards I get, I'm going to get. But I'm not going to focus on this deck at all. I was hoping for pinpoint gear, but this is just kind of nonsense. So I'm not going to even focus on this noise. In terms of dungeon diving, so there's dungeon diving and a soulstone component to this. I'm not pulling soulstones outside of a boosted event ever. And dungeon diving, I mean, there's lots of events going on. There's going to be obviously the event dungeon with Odin. There's going to be Fire Knight going on. There's going to be Ice Golem going on. These are pretty short events too, like 2-day events. And then there's going to be Dragon Turn Attack. So lots and lots of stuff going on. But honestly, I am going to conserve my energy. I'm just going to use my daily regen. I think I have like my tag team energy coming up soon. Yeah, I do have my tag team energy. I have some energy from Cintranos, which I'm saving for some events. So I have some energy here, So I'll claim these energies, and then I'll use them for these dungeons. But I'm really holding out on this event dungeon. You can see here, I've not focused on this at all because in one of their news notes, they gave us a little bit of a sneak peek at what is to come. So you can kind of see here, there will be a, There will be a first ever event dungeon to claim powerful pinpoint. And then don't miss, it's dedicated tournament to claim even more rewards. So there's going to be a dedicated tournament just for this event dungeon, and that's one thing. So I'm going to save my energy for that. The second thing is, it's very likely, in my opinion, that they're going to do some kind of boost for this event. Perhaps a 2x, perhaps a 3x, maybe near the end of this Asgardian themed event. So it makes sense because they want to wring out the last bit of money from everybody near the end of the event, because it's a limited time dungeon, limited time set, and so forth. People will be spending tons and tons of energy to get this pinpoint gear, which is a good set. It's a good set. It is PvP based, or stronger in PvP, but it is a good set. Okay, so I'm going to be spending some energy there, but I'm definitely holding out until there's going to be a better time to do so, especially now since there's like all these different turn attack dungeons that are happening. For me personally, because I'm endgame, the turn attack is very good for me because I have optimized teams, so they don't cost a lot for me to finish. They actually are cheaper than regular regular dungeon tournaments. However, I don't recommend you guys tackling these events too much because, like I said, their turn attack, they require pretty optimized teams. So if you guys don't have optimized teams, then it won't be that easy or efficient for you guys to try to tackle. Makes sense, right? Yeah, all right. Some decent rewards here. These are mostly like for late game rewards, like a third of a primal shard, 10 of these resources. Pretty good. Pretty good for late game, right? So after that, I just made a quick comment about the dungeons. Like I said, I'm not going very hard on this Asgardian path. The other thing they mentioned in their little news note here, I'm going to bring it back up, is they will have Thor as an upcoming fusion. That's actually really big news. They usually don't give you this much of a heads up, guys. They don't give you this much of a heads up. So they said Thor's coming as a fusion. That means we have a chance to plan properly. So Thor's coming. We know that this weekend there's going to be this weekend is just going to be the Asgardian path or whatever. And then after the Asgardian path, my guess is next week, so the 30th, I guess, or 29th, it's going to be probably Odin's champion chase, winner take all event. So we know here that Odin is going to be via champion chase tournament. You know they're not giving away 3 Odins for the top 3, guys. It's going to be 200 spots, top 1, winner take all Odin. So he's probably going to be right here in the weekend following this upcoming weekend, so another week away. Whether you participate or not, it's not a big deal. Obviously, one winner take all is it's whatever. So you can just kind of ignore that even exists. After that, knowing that means we can kind of save shards. We have at least a week of saving shards, and then another week before Thor's fusion starts. His fusion is going to start on the 6th, September 6th. And it starts with a summon rush. So you can kind of get ready for the shards event for his fusion, right? And right now, we still have time. Right now, it's only the 22nd. So it gives you, 2 weeks. 2 weeks to save up your shards. The other thing is you have to prep your shards because Plarium also gave us a really, really interesting sneak peek here. They're like giving us the playbook for the next couple weeks. We have Freya Fate Weaver, which is coming from a guaranteed Deck of Fate event. So if you guys are not familiar with the Deck of Fate event, the last Deck of Fate event, I believe, was that had a champion in it, was Fatalis. Fatalis is a Void Legendary, and he was part of the Monster Hunters back in January or February. He cost 25 Sacreds worth of shards. Yeah, or it was training, I believe. I believe it's 25 or training. Fatalis was, I mean, if they offer Freya for Sacred Shards, I would imagine at least 20 shards. 20 used to be the going price, but now they've already upped it to 25. The last guarantee from a Hero's Path was Podrick. Podrick cost, I believe, 27 Sacred Shards worth. I remember I paid 23 for it. Because I threw in whatever training or dungeon that I did for 3 days. But he cost me 23. I mean, he's a great legendary. But these are the going rates for these kind of champions. So if you guys are looking forward to Freya as a cheap Deck of Fate, it's not going to happen, obviously. And most likely you're going to have to complete the whole thing. That's the way the Deck of Fate goes. You can't get super lucky on them. And yeah, like I said, you guys got to prep for that. You guys got to prep for Thor. And for me, that's why this weekend, I'm not going to do jack all with this Asgardian path. Not going to do anything, not going to pull anything. The only thing I'm going to pull actually is the Primal Shards, and that's only because there is going to be a boosted Primal Shard event. We have CBC coming the upcoming Tuesday, so in like 5 days. I don't expect them to put the Freya Deck of Fate here. It is possible that they put the Freya Deck of Fate in the week afterwards. So after the Odin chase, they put the Freya Deck of Fate, and then Thor's fusion will start. If they do that, that'll just be like the most insane, obviously shard emptying week. So I imagine that the Deck of Fate is going to be shards, but it could be something else. Who knows? Who knows what it could be? And then we can also be fairly confident that at some point they might actually throw like Hero's Path for like Thor's soul and all that, but that's going to be like a month away. But these are just some things I'm like thinking about, and in terms of how to plan my energy, plan where I want to focus my attention. obviously, and obviously plan my shards. Like I have a bunch of shards. I have almost 50 sacred shards. I pulled a lot of sacred shards in the recent weeks. You can check my videos for like a running count, but basically my sacred shards have been going pretty crazy. So I'm pretty set for any event, so I'm just going to hold on for those. But I understand that people will be interested in a lot of these events, and you really have to prioritize what you want to do. If you go for Freya, you're probably not going to get Thor. That's the thing, right? And if you even consider going for Odin, you probably need to spend money to try to win Odin. Otherwise, you're not going to win Odin. So it's just the way it goes, right? And also your energy spend, right? Like I have gems, I'm going to spend my energy. I'm definitely interested in the pinpoint set, but I'm going to pick my spot, right? I'm going to pick my spot. I'm going to look for the 2x or 3x and then go ham there. Like I said, there's also going to be a dedicated event for this tournament. You'll have lots of opportunity to farm it. I'm not worried about, farming it now or spending all my energy now. And definitely not during this Asgardian path, which gives you very little return for your dungeon grinding. As for like the turn attack stuff, I'm just going to do it, with whatever regenerated energy or convenient energy that I have laying around. Otherwise, I'm not going to focus too much on it. Some decent rewards, but not going to focus too much on it. Some other fun news. I actually bought my 6-star Trunda yesterday. She is my third 6-star champion that I built from zero. So first was Rhodos and then Taras and now Trunda. So yeah, 6-star Trunda. That's going to be a pretty big power boost for my Hydra teams. I was thinking about who would be my next 6-star, and it's probably going to be Harima, but 300 of these big essences is going to be very, very tough. I just had enough yesterday, so I'm actually at 0. Oh, I actually have 10 now. Oh, it's because I did a champion training. But yeah, I had 0 yesterday. I basically had to sell a bunch of stuff, and then I got the Trunda Soul. But I'm super happy, like that's kind of done and all. I'm going to save up my soul stones for, a better event. Before fusions, there's likely going to be, some kind of soul stone emptying event. Last month, I predicted that it's going to be the week before the fusion start, but it actually happened the week after the fusion start, where we got the 2x boosted rates on these soul stones. So I'm going to hold out for that. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a lowdown on some of my plans and thinking and my reasonings in my head about some of these events. It's definitely very enticing. There's a lot of things going on. But yeah, I think if you're not swimming in resources and shards, you definitely have to be very, very selective. So just some things to think about. I'm going to post the news here a little bit just so you guys can have a quick recap here. So you got Freya, you got Thor, the fusion. Like I said, September 6th, guys. Freya is going to come via Deck of Fate, Odin, part of a champion chase, and there will be a dedicated tournament part of the event dungeon. All right, guys? Anyways, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.